Hi, well, I am here with Anthony Stewart, who is the Director of Digital here at Johnson Digital. So, we are going to talk a lot about music, and I know we will not stop talking. But first of all, tell me about this company, where we're sitting, and what your role is within it.
Well, first, welcome. Welcome to our studio. Thanks for coming down. And we are part of the Johnson Health Tech Group. We are the largest gym equipment manufacturer in the world. We are both in the commercial and the retail sector. So we're a big business and we are based in Taiwan. Family owned firm, been going since the 1970s. And we are a standalone subsidiary of that organization called Johnson Digital. There's three of these studios around the world. The first one was built in Taiwan, and then another one was built in the US, in Wisconsin, and this one was the last one to be built. We are the largest of that collection of studios because we've got 5 spaces. Everything from this beautiful LED space that you see here, all the way through lifestyle and blackout and social looking space, all the way through to our amazing audio production room.
So, are you your creative content for? I mean, who would your typical customer be? Would it be a gym chain for their at-home app, or like just to give me a bit about who your customers are?
We've worked with a whole host of big names in the UK fitness industry: David Lloyd, Pure Gym, TRX, Powerplate, Pulse. The list carries on, and each one of those companies has got their own individual, unique requirements, and we sort of pride ourselves on being really adaptable to that and listening to what it is that the company feels that are their strengths in terms of the stuff they want to preserve, which are unique to them, and then listening out for the areas of development or opportunity where they want our support and guidance. And being very flexible on that front. So David Lloyd, for example, would come here and bring their own master trainers, their own music. They're very clear about what they're looking to achieve, and they've got a track record of filming in other spaces. So in that situation, it's about the replication of that and maybe improving it with our beautiful LED screen.
And I love the floors as well because I think these are proper gym floors.
Yes.
Anthony, I mean, you have got a history when it comes to music. So we're really going to explore the power of music and what it can do for fitness. So let's start with you telling me a little bit about your personal background, because you've done some of your own mixes. And you, first of all, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, for the last quarter of a century, I've had the fortune to work in the fitness industry. And I say fortune because, although you have your day-to-day ups and downs, it's been a joy because you're helping to change people's lives, aren't you? You're helping to extend lives. You're helping to bring people together. And over those 25 years, I've done a combination of music, of fitness, and psychology. So I've always had a foot in all 3 camps. I've got 3 feet, John.
Wow, that's just genius.
One is in each camp, and this job in particular allows me to bring all those 3 things together. But all 3 of those things have been big passions of mine. So so you ask about the music part.
But you were producing. I know you were hardcore and hard house, right?
Yeah. Yes. So my love of clubbing throughout the 90s translated into a desire to do a bit of DJing and a bit of music production myself. So from about 2000, started DJing, and that was predominantly in what's known as the happy hardcore scene.
Yes.
It's more recently known as UK hardcore, and that's 160, 170 BPM music. So it's fast music, very euphoric. So it's lyric driven. It's got big pianos in. It used to have a lot of breakbeat, less so nowadays. So I DJed a lot in that scene, traveling all over the UK actually every weekend. I actually had my own event.
Wow.
Events.
Okay.
I had an event in Coventry. Actually, although we haven't had a chance to talk about this, had some events in Birmingham.
Wow.
I ran the side room of events in Birmingham. And that also brought me into the hard house world. Hard house and hardcore often live together or used to live together in the same nightclubs. You have a hardcore room, have a hard house room. Hard house is slower, 140 to 150 BPM, and probably more popular in the area that I was DJing. And that was your events like Sunday Central.
Yeah,
that might ring a bell to you.
Of course.
Bring Back the Bounce was another Birmingham one for you, but Good Grief was a hard dance event.
Okay.
Hard dance in the mid 2000s was incredibly popular.
Yeah.
And I was always on the fringes of it, either as a DJ or as a producer. And you know, it really overlaps with this. It's just funny how these two
Yeah.
things come, because
It's
what in here and in Group X outside, you've got music and you've got mic.
yeah.
And what we were doing in hardcore and continue to do now is you've got, again, DJ, music, and a person on the mic.
I think though, don't you, that there is that sort of period of the clubbing, and then you reach a certain age. And for me, going to a group exercise class is getting that fulfillment back.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's very different, and we'll come on later about. I think why are we not got more kind of clubbing festival style fitness experiences? But before we move on to that though. But on the same note, I know you recently did a talk at Elevate, didn't you, with Pure Energy Go? Give us some of the key takeaways that you spoke about at that event.
Well, the brilliant background to my relationship with Pure Energy is that the guy that runs it, the founder of Pure Energy, is a man called Andy Pickles. I already knew Andy because he would often be playing in the hard house room, and I was in the hardcore room. So I went back through all of my old flyers, and I found countless times when he and I were playing on the same gig. But the reason why Pure Energy came up again for me, or Andy came up again, was because we needed music for the digital workouts we were producing here at Johnson Digital. And we know that commercial music is incredibly expensive to license for video. It's one thing playing it in your clubs when it's face-to-face workouts, but a whole different price category when you're putting it to video. So commercial music, too expensive for us. There are benefits to commercial music, of course. So we were looking for copyright cleared music that would be of equal quality. So we were asking a lot. We want something that's copyright cleared for every territory, with all licensing approved, no complications, no last minute panics, but we wanted quality. So there's a lot of companies out there that do copyright cleared music, and they have a wide variety of quality going on. Pure, for me, because these things are about taste, for my team and I, Pure deliver the quality because my understanding is they're using the same producers for their commercial music that they use for their copyright cleared, or vice versa. So it's the same people.
I have to say, just to quickly interrupt, I particularly noticed the increase, not just with Pure Energy Go, but I'm one of those people that will look at a Les Mills playlist and see and listen to songs I like. And I've noticed that some of them are obviously, original artist, expensive tracks, but some of them are actually from the suppliers of copyright-free music because it's so good.
Yes,
And,
that's right.
and one of my favourite songs at the moment is part of a grit routine. Oh man, that is such a good song. And I'm just listening to it, but it's not a commercial song. It has like 900 hits on YouTube. That's all. It's so good.
Absolutely. And that they're mostly from a company called Power Music. So they're two the big players, I would say, in the license or the copyright cleared music scene. Pure UK, Pure are based in the UK. Power are based in the United States. And I have a relationship with them that goes back 2 decades as well,
Wow.
because I've been producing remixes for Power Music over that time. So as well as the hardcore and the hard house stuff that I told you about a moment ago, also been remixing tracks for Power. So what would happen in that situation is they would re-record the vocals of a song. Let's say it's Katy Perry. They would re-record them super accurately. They're so good at it. It sounds like it's Katy Perry singing.
Right.
It really does. They send them over, and then we create a remix around that. So create a new riff, maybe use the original chord sequence as an inspiration to vary the chords a bit more, add some of our own creativity to it, and then we send that back to Power Music, who then, as you say, pay Katy Perry what she needs to be paid for the songwriting, and then publish it and sell it in that market.